Yeah. Please rise. Clerk, put this record as now accessory in the Honorable Lisa Martin.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Hadley.
Come on, Mr. Garcia. Actually, we'll have you guys look. This is real quick. We're just getting an adjournment. Attorney Josh Hadley is appearing on behalf of Javier Garcia. We have his interpreter. Can you state your name for the record, sir? Oh, he understood nothing. Okay.
Okay, hold on one second.
So for purpose of the adjournment, we do not.
There's an interpreter on, but I don't know if we have more than one Garcia.
This one is Javier. There's 3 cases.
Your Honor, if you can please allow the interpreter is wrapping up another matter. In 2 minutes, I will be done, and I'll be with you shortly.
These are 24 RP 00446 OM, 23 RP 06579 OM, and 23 RP 06468 OM. These are City of Romulus versus Javier Garcia. Mr. Hadley, there is an interpreter on for Mr. Garcia.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Ines Ucros, INES, Ucros, UCROS.
Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of Mr. Javier.
Thank you. Was the adjournment request based on the lack of interpreter or something else?
Nope. This request was actually made by the people on this one. This is, I won't get into all the
Your
minutiae.
Honor, can you hear the interpreter? Your
He
Honor,
can hear you.
Oh, okay. Your
Ma'am, I
Honor.
can hear you. The issue is they're just asking for an adjournment. They're asking for a new court date.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. I could not understand what they were saying. Do you have an adjournment date?
Yes.
April the 25th at 9 a.m.
And Your Honor, I would just note that it's via Zoom, which is unusual for ordinance docket, but Mr. Garcia did travel from New Jersey for this because the people asked for the adjournment. That's why they've agreed to allow him to participate via Zoom on the 25th.
El señor García se va a presentar en esta audiencia vía Zoom porque el señor García para la audiencia el día de hoy tuvo que viajar desde New Jersey. Entonces es por esto que se está otorgando que la audiencia sea vía Zoom.
We're adjourning all 3 of these matters to April the 25th, 2024 at 9 a.m. by Zoom. Madam Interpreter, we will make sure that notice goes to your agency as well. Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor.
Bueno,
Thank
señor
you.
García, entonces nos vamos a asegurar que su audiencia sea presentada el día 25 de abril a las 9 de la mañana vía Zoom. Y de esta manera nos vamos a ver en los 3 asuntos pendientes para el tribunal. Nos vamos a asegurar de que el intérprete vuelva, ya que se van a comunicar con la agencia que contrató al intérprete para este servicio.
Have a good day.
Está bien. Thank you.
Yes,
You're
that will be all
welcome.
right. Con mucho gusto. Que tenga un buen día. Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sorry for the confusion.
No confusion, it's fine.
The interpreter was kind of like the business partner, so I didn't know that there was one waiting, but I thought that was mine.
No, the partner was here the last time because the defendant was not on at first, and we had the defendant log on to Zoom. This is 24BB00433ON. This is Van Buren Township versus 5809 Sheldon LLC.
Yep.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Manring on behalf of the people.
Your name, sir?
Kevin Ramirez and Nick Ferrantino.
Today is the day and time scheduled for the pre-hearing on this civil infraction. Ms. Manarino,
Your Honor, I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Ramirez. They are gonna pay the ticket. I just didn't know because they don't have an attorney with them this morning if the court would take the responsible plea or give them some time to pay it or how the court wanted to proceed.
unless either of you are a licensed attorney in the state of Michigan?
There, Nick is the ownership.
Yeah, I'm part owner of the property, but
No, my question is, are either of you a licensed attorney in the state of Michigan?
We are not.
Okay, then the court cannot allow you to represent the interests of a business. What we will do is we will adjourn this matter over to that April the 25th date. If you pay it in the interim, that's something that you that make a business decision about, but this court will not allow you to represent the interest of an LLC.
So the case will be dismissed if we pay it, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and that's before April 25th.
At 9 a.m. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That's fine. We'll get it taken care of before then.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day. So, since we are having our regular ordinance day, we'll go ahead and get on base logged on and at least get some stuff signed. Okay, but did you have a ring or a trinket or something? Were you serious? It's not too late. Exactly. On the return of the boys, have a nice meal laid out and. Hmm? Listen, it's territory you've covered before. It shouldn't be that difficult to do again. The next time you talk to Rob Young, you tell him that I saw him from, what was it, March the 12th in Bravo, and he'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Or he should know what I'm talking about. Yes. Because I didn't go, I watched the videos after the fact. She wasn't there. I don't think so. I have never heard him talk so much at one time. Mm-hmm. 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 So while you were gone, there were some 50 and 60-degree days. The daffodils and the tulips thought, bet we're on, it's springtime.
Yeah,
And then we had snow.
and they're gone.
No, they're not.
Oh,
They're still like, the heads on the daffodils are like this, and you can see the petals, but they're kind of like, we don't know what season you all are picking, so we're just gonna hang out like this for a minute.
My cousin, sent me a message, and they have a huge pews. They have like a taller property and a ton of gardens, and they do it on the summer.
Mhm.
Flower gardens, and she said, I got all my gardens. She was in so far, because it was so nice.
It was, the subs already put down mulch.
Oh, you did?
The sub did,
Oh, wow.
but then so that's in the front is the daffodils are on their way, and in the back, the tulips are like, Yeah, the daffodils are doing it. We're gonna do it too. It's just funny. I'm ready, but then I look in the front and I know they typically weed the beds out here, but they don't plant anything. I think there's some hostas or something out there, but
What do they have? What is it out there then? Just
a couple of
mulch?
bushes and some mulch or something like that. And I keep thinking we should get a flat or two of flowers and make it nice, because if we put them in now, or not now, but like in the next maybe 2 or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
by the time we have Community Day on
Oh, that'd be nice.
May the 3rd, the flowers will look decent. But that means somebody has to weed and water and,
Yeah. I bet Gwen would do it. I talked to Gwen.
thank you. I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I sent her I knew before I left.
Mhm.
I sent her a message and what, 2 seconds later, she's calling me. So, she was, she sounded, she didn't cry this time.
How long ago was this?
Maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And she said it's just a lot of paperwork that she has to
Yeah.
go through. I think she's gonna be back in, the first week of April. So I guess that's next week, first week of April. Would that be?
Yep. How's that possible? Easter just feels so early this
Oh, yeah,
year.
I know.
So little time between St. Patrick's Day and Easter this year.
Let's see a little shamrock.
I made that we usually get together, go to Holy Trinity's Sharon of the Green. And one year I couldn't go. And so I made them for all the people that are usually with us and mailed them to them. So I crochet these, yeah. And so everybody had them. So they took a group pictures, my girlfriend and her family.
Morning.
We're just yakking about nothing.
We received an appearance this morning.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, yes. And
Mustful.
regarding the meeting tomorrow with the morning work for potential meeting tomorrow, I haven't gotten
Oh,
any.
you see, I'm looking at you.
No, I haven't gotten confirmation yet. We were looking at the afternoon, but Judge Green said, what about the morning? She said an appointment.
That's fine.
Would that be okay?
Yeah, we just have arraignment, so.
Judge Oakley has a juvenile at 8:30. And I don't know how long those, I think it depends, if they show up.
We're just arraignment, so if you pick a time, we'll make it work.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I'm off to talk to Judge Oakley then.
Thank you. So yeah, I made them in court because it was how long ago it was. And so I made them all and I mailed them to my girlfriend. So she took a picture with her sister, her brother, his wife, Kevin, and their kids. Yeah, they all had them on. It's like Lisa's here in spirit because I couldn't be there in person. I had a docket that I couldn't get out of. I was still practicing, so I had a docket I couldn't get out of. Miss Mills is here. Nice haircut. Look at you. Good morning.
And Mr. Hader of Majority's in person.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's here. So,
Oh, good. Huh, what'd you do?
well, by the time I went downstairs here, I said, you're here. I said, yeah. Okay.
Good.
Just to let you know.
So yeah, nice dinner and no, look, I'm serious now. I'm serious.
Oh, God, stop it.
What?
He's not gonna budge.
Yeah, he will. He doesn't think you're serious.
Well, here's my thing. He doesn't get anything out of it. really.
Yes, he does.
I have a teeny tiny, it's social security.
Not financial, just to know that somebody says, who says in case of emergency now?
Probably my sister or Alex.
He doesn't think you're serious.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the financial part of it. It's knowing that this is your person. It's like in Grey's Anatomy where you're that person's person.
Do you want to know something that's really funny? You just made me remember something. While he was, it's so funny that you're saying this. One of his emails, because I usually do something special for him for taking care of the cat.
Mm-hmm.
he says, don't do anything for me, he goes, because you are probably gonna be the one who ends up taking care of me when I'm old and gray. It's so funny that you said that.
It's not always financial. Sometimes it's just so that there's somebody to pick your moles for you. Were you here when On Base was down?
No.
Okay,
Oh.
yes,
Oh. Did you have a docket?
no,
Oh, no.
but they sent around an explanation this morning of why it went down.
Well, that could really.
Ms. Mills, you'll see an invitation to go into a breakout room with Mr. Greco. He's the prosecutor for the city of Romulus. Please go there and talk to him.
Another incident happened since the issuance of the.
I just had a morning where I
And Ms.
wasn't
Mills,
doing.
Ms. Mills, I'll be there in a few minutes. I got some other matters I'm dealing with first.
Thank you, Mr. Greco. It was a morning I didn't have anything else but signing to do and file review. And I couldn't review files because you couldn't get into,
Was it all day down?
just a couple hours.
Oh, man.
But it was exactly what I've lived through before. You know, I was in an office that was paperless. And when we had some storm had kicked us over to the generator, and for some reason, it messed up the connection with the software, the file management software. And we couldn't get on for like 2 days. There was nothing to do because you can't even find the files because the files were in numerical order. They weren't in alphabetical order.
That's chaos.
Yeah, just a little bit. And there's only so much, busy work you can do, and you have to start sending people home.
But what if you had that gone in court? You wouldn't have been able to have any, you didn't have any documents.
Exactly.
Oh, that's bad.
So paperless sounds good until you cannot access the paperless part of
Yeah,
it.
you're right. We should talk to the people who bought something.
Well, they fixed it and now they sent out apologies and everything else, but. Thank you. Mr. Deering, would you come up to this podium in the middle for me, please? This is 24RP003450M. State your name for me.
James Deering.
Mr. Deering, the prosecutor has handed me an indication that he is dismissing this matter as you've gotten the license for the dog.
Yes, ma'am.
Any objection to the dismissal?
No, ma'am.
Anything else this morning?
No, ma'am.
Case is dismissed. You have a wonderful day, okay? Thank you. Because we have a wedding, I think, next week, 25. I think it's April 2nd for some reason. Their license is getting ready to expire. And so I got an email from Jack, and I was like, if we're here and they're not picky about a time. The Belleville Area Council for the Arts has put out their summer music by the lake. They do music in Horizon Park every Thursday from 7 to 9.
Oh, that's nice. And they usually have some, I've never been, but.
We've been because they have food trucks. And they're saying they'll have different food trucks each week. Joy Riders, who are classic rock, are up first on June the 13th. Then RFD Boys, Bluegrass.
I've heard of them.
The Kielbasa Kings Polka Band. The Paul Keller Orchestra, Patriotic and Standards.
They're really good.
Jason Charles Band, Classic Rock, Country and Blues. Oh, the 4th of July is the patriotic one. I'll have to put a star next to that one. That sounds good. Tequila Mockingbirds, which I've seen before, classic and current hits. Yeah, they're good. Joseph and the Velazians, funk, blues, soul. The Saints of Soul, soul, R&B, and Motown. Magic Bus, 60s rock classic, which I've seen before. Jive Colossus, reggae, funk, jazz, and soul.
Wow.
10 weeks of lining up bands and food trucks. That can't be easy.
What did it say?
It's 10 weeks. That's 10 weeks of a different type of music and the different food trucks. Last year we went down a couple of weeks.
That's cool.
I mean, people bring their lawn chairs, they're set up right there in Horizon Park.
You brought a couch.
I brought a couch. Oh, but that wasn't for the music at Horizon Park. It was for Harris Park. My inflatable couch that will make its appearance again this summer at an event near you. If you're going to be out there, you might as well be comfortable. So we're just signing things and reading the news while we're waiting for the next thing to be ready. What you missed, and which I think you would have appreciated. A friend of mine came by just to see the courthouse and the visit. Somebody I've known for 35, 36 years. My driver's training partner from when I was in high school came by, was in the area. It's like, do you mind if I come by? Absolutely not. Come by. It's so funny. It's like, how many people know somebody
That long.
that long?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
It was a busy landlord tenant day, but he came just between some docket breaks.
Was it, did you have a heads up or did they just call and say, hey?
That morning.
Oh,
Are you busy? I'm like, yeah, I have a docket. But it was that place in the landlord tenant docket where I come out and I say, we're gonna start in 15 minutes, get yourself together, blah, blah, blah. So it was after we did that, we played the video and they were in their breakout rooms. And so we did a quick, yeah. It's funny to me that people, I mean, they don't think they can come. You understand the court's open. We're here. I mean, people who live in the jurisdiction, like we're here. If you want to come by, I can't guarantee you that there's always going to be something to see, but like right now, if you were sitting in here, I would turn the monitor on, but if you want to watch this,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
welcome
right.
to. It's not Ally McBeal. It's not, action packed. But bless her heart, Rosemary puts the court watching summaries in. So people see them and I'm like, you understand that was a month or two ago.
Oh, she's that. She's that.
No, I think it's just she waits until she has a stack of things. Everything's not worth printing right away. I mean, I think people, when they come to court, they want to see something. I don't think they understand what that something might be, but
Be right back.
Mhm. Oh, you noticed the gate's fixed.
What?
You noticed that the gate was fixed.
Oh, I didn't, when I left, it was okay.
Oh,
What happened?
the gate wasn't working for like 2 or 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Jamie can tell you, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Last time he was hospitalized,
Mhm.
heard anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because last time, we entered the order and then found out after the hearing. he was hospitalized. So I don't know. if you're gonna have to order entry, so I don't know. We haven't done anything with this,
I didn't think so.
but my thought is after they, doesn't hear that.
It is, because that means you've had the opportunity, well, you've had quite some time to either remedy, address, or, I know, time that has been scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's. Um,
Are you serious?
the other ones haven't shown up. The other side, I probably won't be able to. I don't think they can, maybe one other thing. We were a little late this month.
That's a wonderful problem to have, isn't it? That means that people are being compliant. No, that's not what that means. I'm looking for different things. And then you'll see me, you'll do what?
Take pictures and send them to me.
How bad does it have to be, though?
I don't know.
It depends on where you are.
Sure.
What's tolerable on
In
East
what?
Forest Road might not be the same as what's tolerable in the subdivision.
That's true.
Yeah. You choose to live right there because you want to have 6 boats and 2 RVs in the driveway, which is your absolute right as a landowner. I don't want to see it.
Right.
And that's why I choose not to live
Mhm.
in that setting, but that's me.
I agree.
8-inch tall grass and whatever, I can't even think of what would bother me enough in the subdivision to
Yeah.
call about.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, that year that we had 90 whatever inches of snow,
Oh, yeah.
somebody drove into the snowbank at the bottom of our driveway and just left their car. Yeah,
Was it blocking the driveway? Or like on the
kind of,
side?
sort of. Which he was on midnight, he comes home and he
Yeah.
comes upstairs, wakes me up, whose car is that? I'm like, what are you talking
What
about?
car? You guys better see.
Call the police, not emergency number.
Yeah.
They come out, run the plates, they go down. Nobody will answer the door.
Did you leave your car at the neighbor's?
They came and told the car, I never heard a thing about it.
Mhm. Yeah, we probably wrote them a ticket. They probably.
I have no idea. This was whatever that 96 inches of snow year
I know,
was.
that was, I don't know, what year that was 18, 17.
But I tell
I
people,
wish I remembered. It's pre all the other things, so I don't remember.
that's the benefit of living in a smaller community,
Mhm.
calling the non-emergency, because it wasn't a big deal. It was kind of
Right.
like,
Right. It's like, listen,
hey,
I'm
he
parking
he
spot.
shoveled around it and got himself into the driveway.
Well, I'm sure that's exactly what he wanted to find it, he gets off, you know.
But
a
it
little more.
it took longer for the tow truck to yank the car out of the snow
Yeah.
than for the police to get there, because they just, they meandered over and they
Right,
pulled
yeah,
up
they're like,
and,
"Oh, down the street. and we'll
Yeah.
get there."
but I stood and watched them go and knock on the door
Yeah.
and nobody ever came.
That's neat.
But there were cars in the driveway, but nobody ever came to the door for the
Yeah,
police, so I
They
don't,
were like, uh-oh.
you could leave it there if you left a note or maybe a
Right.
post-it note on the door or
Right, it
something.
said, "Oopsie, I'll come back later," something.
The 6:30 in the morning call Well, what do they call us? They only ever call about one thing. They don't call about anything else. Everything else can wait till the next, next business day.
I'm gonna go over there when I get done.
Really? Because you're getting things ready to be in the best shape possible.
Yes.
And if it's,
there's- yeah, I would like to try.
if it's not going to get in any better shape, let's stop now. Let's not persist.
Well, because I'm really, you're like, oh, I'm done with this. But
Let's,
do some more on it.
let's chat a little bit before we.
I talked to Chip the other day. Because everybody can hear me talking. But I don't know him, so I called him. Loving his retirement. I'm like, see, everybody's worried, including him. But he's doing great. I'm so excited.
So everybody asks me, how's he liking retirement? I say, he's been retired for a year and a half. He loves it. He's
Yeah.
busier now.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody seems to work out throughout well for everyone. So.
You know when you've had enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think Chip was just nervous because,
Mhm.
he's having fun. I think he was enjoying that whole having to be to deal with
It's a lot.
all the stuff.
Mhm. Do I look forward to retirement? Absolutely.
I think everyone does.
But what would be so different?
Hmm. Things maybe. I don't know. Something.
Keep telling, well, because he retired and, well, when are you retiring? So you understand that there's a,
Right, there's a little bit of.
this
maybe
is-
out there.
yeah. so I'll work
We're
as,
not all ready
I'll
yet.
work as long as they let me work.
Yeah. Let us say he can do his thing, and,
Absolutely. Like,
whatever it is he does while you're at work.
could you do one thing? I said, give him one thing a week. If you can get this one thing done for
Yeah.
me, happy
You've
camper.
done, yeah, you've done your part. and-
Exactly. Little redistribution of labor.
Yeah. All right, let's see if anybody-
Nobody's here. Wait, so
What?
nothing else to tell me about? No other update?
No, am I supposed to have something? I have nothing. I sit at home all day. I work on things. I talk to Greco. That's it. My life is not, it's not very exciting.
So I live vicariously through you, so you got to come up with something.
I know, I was trying to figure out, because I haven't really been anywhere this year. Like, I've been out of town and engagements. So I was trying to figure out somewhere to go. But I don't feel like I've been everywhere in the US that I want to go. I need more time to
So where do you want to go?
anywhere, everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care. I'll go anywhere. I don't care what it is.
What are you waiting for? Aren't you your own boss now?
Yeah, but you'd be out of town today,
Why not?
tomorrow.
Could be all on Zoom. You could Zoom from wherever you have a signal, right? Yeah.
But yeah, tomorrow I have to do Taylor. Wednesday I have Taylor. So, I just need like a couple weeks to like go somewhere. I don't even care where, just anywhere.
Really?
That's how picky I am. Yeah, I don't care. Somewhere I've never been before.
So put in a jar, pull out a city or
I know.
country and
I know.
take your mom.
Well,
and-
last time I went to London with one of my best friends, we went for literally 5 days.
Really?
So I went like between brackets.
I keep looking at these 2-week long cruises to Panama
Oh.
for no other reason than because. And then I can't imagine being away from home for 2 weeks. It sounds like a long time to be gone.
Yeah, but like what would happen?
Nothing would happen. I like being at home.
Yeah.
I can entertain myself.
I've never gone on a cruise. I've tried several times. It's never happened. I don't think it's for me. It was a little, like, so my, my friend that I went to London, with, like maybe from, whatever, 20 something. We were gonna do a cruise for her birthday, because like her birthday's at the beginning of the month. So we were gonna do a cruise. So we booked the cruise. She was living in, I think she was in DC at the time, maybe. So she goes down to Miami. I have my flight to Miami like the next day. My flight gets canceled. She gets stuck in Miami. Hurricane Matthew. Cruise got canceled. So then 2 years, what year was this? I don't know, maybe 2021. No, wait, what year was that? No, 2022. One of our friends was turning 40. So he wants to do this cruise for his birthday. So we all book it. And then I had a judge in the Western District tell me that I had to be in person for a settlement conference. And I said, Judge, I have this trip already planned. It's already paid for. He said, I don't care. You have to be here in person. I canceled the cruise. I lost $2,000. So didn't go then. So it's like, and I think there might have been one other time I tried to do a cruise. But I feel like it's just not for me. People things that are more flexible.
I'm looking at them,
Mhm.
3, 5, 7 days. I'm
Yeah.
looking at them right now because we went. It's been a long time. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting here trying to think. It's been 18 years. And the only reason I remember is because my dad took us. My dad took
Oh, okay.
all of the kids,
Mhm.
all of the grandkids,
Oh,
his
wow.
best friend, his sister.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, there
Whole
were
thing, everybody.
13, 14 of us.
Oh my gosh.
Had an absolute blast. And
Mhm.
I said, this is the best way to do it.
Mhm.
Don't have to think about moving around. Don't have to think about the food
Right.
part of it. Kids were safe, kind
Mhm.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you loved it so much, you've gone back 0 times in 18 years.
Well, not for lack of thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. Does Kevin like to travel?
oh yeah.
Okay.
So I give him, I'm
I
like,
figured if he was getting ready to, follow the lions everywhere, he doesn't have a problem.
well,
with
I
it.
give him this list. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
my calendar.
Mhm.
These are days I have dockets. On
Yeah.
these other days, all of these other, you can
We
schedule
can Do all
whatever.
the things. Yeah.
You can schedule whatever.
Mhm.
I don't care.
Mhm.
Yeah, that all of 23 happened and nothing scheduled and
Well, he is the one with the time to be at home planning the vacation.
exactly.
so-
That's my point. I said,
Yeah.
I can travel any day I don't have a docket.
Yeah. So he just needs a little.
Mm-mm-mm. He has a list for this year.
Yeah.
Here are all the possible
And here
dates.
we are at the end of March.
Here are my conference dates.
Mhm.
Here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my whole life. The
Mhm.
blank dates are blank.
here's my,
That's fine. Yeah, see, I just have to figure out when I have time. I'm not- I can just,
you have time. You have 3 days this week. You have Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I,
You could do a last minute thing, go visit your friend in
yeah.
Boston. I always want to make it Boston, but it's not Boston.
No, the friend that I travel with all the time is in Miami now.
No,
I
I'm
know
talking
Miami's
about it's a
closed.
guy. Who's the guy you
Um,
went to school with for some reason?
Well,
East
yeah,
Coast.
the friend I went, no, that's.
No?
What is it? What is that city in Washington that I went to?
Baltimore.
No.
No.
Oh, Baltimore,
No.
Baltimore somewhere else. I like to go to vacation. But I would just go, like, I meet my friends there.
Let's
I
go.
love Baltimore. Baltimore's my time. It's got like, it's kind of Detroit-y, but like nice.
What does that mean?
It's just very like normal. You can
Uh-oh,
just go and
here
sit
comes
and talk to
trouble.
people.
I have family there. We were there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, Bob. Did you see Mr. Bales out there or no? Are those my shiny pictures? We were just talking about vacations we're not going on, that's all.
We are going, listen, I have this block of 9 days and I'm like, dude, I'm going somewhere with or without you.
We'll go somewhere, we don't know.
I keep trying to get my sisters to do something.
Yeah, what's their deal?
Well, one works midnights.
Ooh,
Exactly. The other one has a college senior, so we're trying to, and then a high school sophomore, so we're trying to schedule around
around school.
me or her. You want her?
Oh, me?
Offer on Milton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Offer
you're
on
talking
Milton.
about- You asking me?
We didn't tell me what the offer was.
Oh.
Sorry to disrupt.
No, we're, We're waiting for something to happen. Why? You have news for me?
Only if this guy shows up.
Um,
Have you guys heard anything? Does it tell you? Wayne Bales?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So she said. no.
I'm waiting just like you are, waiting for
Or I want to test her.
everybody.
Okay, when-
That's your whole day. huh?
That's my whole day.
I was just trying to
We're
come
still
up with
waiting
my,
for
like,
the-
alternate-
We're still waiting for the 9:10 and 9:20 docket, so.
It's one of those. These are nice. Are these not, are you sure these are from March and not from,
It
November?
looks exactly the same
sure
today.
does.
No, who saw that coming?
I was there just before they sent me to pick up the 2 dogs that I had to go get before I came here.
Are you gonna pick up dogs this morning?
Yeah.
Oh,
Anything cute the judge might be interested in?
listen,
They're good dogs, they're sweethearts, man.
yeah,
Are they,
Warren Croc is just a butthead.
would they like to go live at Judge Martin's house?
That, I
Are you
don't
guys
know.
gonna get them?
so I think it was hard on him.
That's about exactly the same.
Well, how?
67.
Okay, so he's my parent.
Yeah,
So
he's,
my parents have a 13-year-old. And they have said, we are, once this is it. They're like, what are we gonna be, 90 days in after?
seems like that's another 10, 15-year commitment.
Yeah,
But I get, he's
Oh,
on
okay.
Instagram,
Just
which
one
whatever. So I
is he
get,
looking at cute dog pictures?
I get puppy and kitten pictures all day long.
That's how I got my mom to crack and get the dogs I have now. Because after their other dog died, and it was like, a year. And I started just sending her like pictures from different ads for like unadopted dogs. And then she was like, oh, these are so cute. And I was like, right, don't you want to come live at your house? And then they got this.
It's been 2 years since we lost our last cat.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm okay with a pair of kittens.
Mhm,
And I know that between the Romulus one and the one in Sumter,
mhm,
they're full of kittens.
mhm.
So if 2 of them showed up, I would not be, because there's something,
Well, and
We
two
can
kids
leave
are-
them at
I was gonna
home,
say that's
yeah.
easier if you go for a weekend somewhere. You can just be like, okay.
we'd be gone for 3 days. We just leave out extra wet food and
Right,
extra water.
Right,
You
yeah.
can't do that with a dog.
no.
No, you can, but you wind up on somebody's.
You can, but then dogs
Somebody's
at your
list.
house. And that's weird.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
know,
we
that's
were-
what my parents were saying. They're like, we can't try. I was like, you guys go on one trip a year? And who watches your dog when you go out of town now?
when we went out of town, we left her at the same place all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
You just have to factor that into your travel, factor
Right.
the expense of that into your
Right.
travel. Not a big deal.
Right.
Because she's safe, she get a bath and nail
Mhm.
trim before she comes home,
Yeah.
but yeah. He doesn't want to be out picking up poop again, which I understand.
I get it. You could hire somebody to do that.
Housebreaking a dog, yeah, that was fun.
Well, get a used one. Get one that's like 2 or 3 years old. One that's like 2 or 3 years old that just, wandered out of someone's yard and,
Oh. Caitlin,
wanders over to your house.
she has the 2 and now
Mm-hmm.
she has to rehome one. And I thought about it for half a hot second,
Yeah.
but yeah. We're just getting to a place where there's not still finding dog or cat here somewhere, so it's,
Yeah,
yeah,
I get that.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I keep trying.
I
Well,
know
you're
that-
home. I don't know why you don't.
Mhm. I told my parents, I was like, well, if you want to get a dog, I was like, you could just get like one that's like,
You
8 or 10 years old that nobody else wanted and let it live out its golden years and,
in the lap of luxury.
Right.
Mhm.
So their dog was we had a little mishap the other day, so. Like 2 years ago, he blew out his one knee, so he had a little surgery. It was a lot, very stressful for my parents. My mom was that lady at the vet's office, just crying the day after the surgery because he was, from the anesthesia and all the things. And the dog was a little loopy. And he seemed like he was in pain, so my mom was just moving to the vet's office. And I was like, but the vet was like, no, everybody does this. And I was like, I think she would be nice. So I called my friend who used to be a vet tech, and she was like, no, everybody does that. And I was like, okay. So then, like a week, so he recovered from that. He was fine like a week and a half ago. He hurt the other leg, and that knee is now not operational. So
Really?
he's almost 13.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
he's not
yeah.
getting another surgery. So
That's a hard place to get to.
they're just kind of
Making him comfortable.
medicating, and yeah, he's got a little brace to help him get around.
Embracing a little gabapentin. Well,
That's exactly what he's on.
yeah,
Mhm.
that was,
And I told him, and my mom's like, well, she said something, and she's like, well, if the other leg goes, I said, then you get a little wheeled cart, he hobbles around, it's fine.
get a baby Bjorn and carry him around. I mean,
It's a little big for that, but
I have a friend with a small dog,
yeah.
and I routinely get pictures of him with this dog in this carrier or
So cute.
in this little basket that he drives around in the car with.
The dog doesn't like the car. Yeah. So he won't go in it. He's not like even when if you get him in the car, he's not like a stick his head out the window. He doesn't like the air in his face. He doesn't like, he just like pants and like freaks out. He's
Really?
like, yeah, he's a lot excited.
From what? Anxiety from what? His rough life? The
Yes.
doubles that he's working?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. He's on anti-anxiety medication. That's how bad it is. Yeah, I don't know.
What have your
medications-
parents done to him?
I think it was wherever he came from. Because he has he literally like does whatever he wants. You know, there's nothing to like stress him out.
No expectations. He doesn't have a daily to-do list.
No. It's wake up, lay on the couch. That's it. That's his day.
That's what I tell people. It's like, I know what our dog was.
Mhm.
Moving from the couch to the pillow,
Mhm.
to the cot, back to the
Mhm.
couch.
Mhm.
Life of Riley. Anytime somebody opens the door, you know there's a treat available to you. You
Mhm.
stand there and you're cute. And yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
right. No, really not a bad.
Why she wasn't 200 pounds, I still don't know. You're standing there whining all night long. You want more cookies? Absolutely more cookies.
Mhm.
You stay in the trim 115, 119 pounds, no
Mhm.
problem.
Yeah.
As many cookies as you want.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. My grandson never gets treats. Once in a while,
Really?
like once in a while. But not much.
She became
Because he would be 200 pounds, but he'd be a 200-pound eagle.
she
And that would not
became
be cute.
picky and stopped eating the milk bones at doggy daycare.
Oh,
And so they figured out what she liked, and I don't know how they figured it out.
they just kept offering
Yeah,
all
so I
the
go to
things
pick her
until
up
she
and
bit.
like, this is what she eats at home, but they
Yeah.
were like, yeah, we tried some other stuff and this is what she likes. And so they had a special stash of these chicken meatballs for this.
Not
And I
spoiled
looked at them, I
all.
was like, please, this is what's wrong with her now, that she is too good for milk bones.
Mhm.
And then you have my sister's dog who will eat anything. So we
Yeah.
would buy treats and she didn't like them. We take them over
Oh,
there
look,
and
I
he's
got-
like,
yeah.
bet, no problem. When they were changing her food.
Yeah,
So we buy this big expensive bag of dog food, which
yeah.
she eats 3 kibbles of it. She's like, yeah, no.
Can I have something else? Like,
Yeah.
this is the dog food for today.
So then this
Take it or
dog,
leave it.
this Livonia dog is like, bet, no problem. Wonderful. I'll eat it, not a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. My parents don't believe anything.
Really?
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. If it's food, he will eat it. One time when he was like 5 years old, my parents keep his food. They used to keep just the bag in like the basement, you know, because they buy like the 800-pound bags. Well, he went to the basement and somehow he got into the bag. It's the only time in his life he was under. He literally, that was like at lunch. He didn't eat dinner because he was so full. He just laid on the couch and like. So then they got a plastic tote to put the dog food in. So they can't have any more fun. I was like, please just let him have a good time, you know?
She was one of those that would eat well for a week and then she'd go 2 or 3 days without eating. And the first time it happened, we panicked because we
You're like,
didn't
oh my
know.
gosh, what's wrong with the dog?
Take her to the vet. Vet's like, she'll eat when she's hungry.
Okay,
Really? And she did. I'm like, I can't. What do you do?
right.
But she wants treats, but you won't eat food. And then our cuckoo cat at the end,
Uh-huh.
she was eating the dog food. And her food was up on an elevated
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
The cat would hang onto the edge of the dish, take one paw, scoop the food to her, eat it like that, or scoop it onto the floor. It took me a while to figure it out because
Yeah.
I'm like, why is there food all over the floor?
Right. What is going on with the dog
I'm
food?
walking into the kitchen and at the corner of my eyes, I look and she is this little itty bitty cat
Yeah.
is hanging onto the edge of this dish scooping food into her.
Desperate times.
She had her own dish that was full of
Of
food and
course.
water.
Right. But this was different.
And then the dog walks in there, the dog's looking at me, she's looking at the cat, she's looking back at me like,
Yeah. if
You-
you want
you're
your
not gonna
food-
say
No,
something
if you
about-
want it, you can do it. Oh, that's funny.
well, then one night, it had to be like 1 o'clock in the morning, I
Mhm.
hear this loud noise.
No.
The cat's pulled the dish over, and all I could think of is this cat has knocked itself and broke its back, and I'm gonna have to pick up this dead cat or whatever. No, she's standing there looking at it, trying to figure out. She starts eating this wet food off the ground. I'm like, I'm done. I'm so over this. These animals are running our house.
Yes. Oh, that's funny.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
All right. Well, I'm gonna see if Mr. Reynolds is here.
It's 10:13. It's 10:13.
Yeah, and nothing's happened. Yeah.
Are there a lot of people in the hallway or
No.
something?
No. Mary likely attended that. I mean, there's a couple, but I think most of the ones that Davey had, he's out with us, so.
I just want you to know I'm in here doing some work, but I'm listening just to, so if someone.
To the
comes,
nonsense.
I'll be, no. No, it's a nonsense.
I've signed everything in on base. Our next docket. I think it's too early to review it.
Oh,
Well, our next docket
yeah,
is Huron on Thursday.
yeah, I saw, you know what, I was really surprised when I looked at, pulled up the calendar this morning. That doesn't happen very often.
Well, you say that, but then you look at next week, we're back on felonies.
And you know what, and then we probably have something next Thursday too, right?
Belleville Romulus, we
Yeah.
rotate on to that.
Yeah.
No, it's too early for Thursday to be pulled, but after we get done with this docket, I'll run a docket and I might start looking at it, but I don't see anything else for us to prepare for. No jury trial, none of that to prep for, so.
That's what Michelle asked me this morning, when's your jury trial? I said, what are you talking about?
I don't think there was one that we were going to schedule, but they settled last week.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I signed everything and on base, it looks like, let me refresh and see if they uploaded more stuff. I can't make work. Tim just came in. There must not be anybody in the hallway, though.
Yeah, it's our regular Monday.
It's fine. We are in our state of preparedness. We'll see what happens. Oh, see, Sandy put more, or somebody put more stuff in the whole suite.
That, you mean just now? It must have just happened.
Well, they upload whatever the attorneys filed. Oh, these are from last Wednesday's docket, huh? So it took the attorneys a while to file them. That's fine. Thank you. On the 25th, this is oh. They're coming. They need a new date. But it's, Al-Mughtar. So it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. There are 8 files. I don't know what space you have on the 25th. AL-MUGOTER is scheduled at 9:10 today. But what space you have available on the 25th?
On the 25th, 9:10.
Thanks. I'm trying to think of what else did you miss?
Um, the court, meet the judges. So what was it? You said there were 30. Were they from all of the, just all of the communities?
That I don't know. That I don't know for sure. Because we did a question and answer session, then we gave some tours. My sisters came and brought my nephew who had not seen the building before. So we met. They've been here right before we moved in, like the week or two before we moved in. So I took them on a little tour. My cousin came, brought her friend. A couple of my other friends came by.
Oh, nice. Had they seen your last time you seen it before?
They'd seen pictures of it. They had one, they hadn't been here. Lakeshore Legal Aid had a couple of their attorneys come by, so we get a chance to chit chat with them, which was nice. The head of their eviction diversion program, so talking to them, just informal conversation about how courts are doing things, you know, the updated to the landlord tenant rules are still relatively new.
Tim's now gonna be in just three.
Thanks, Jamie. I think we're rapidly approaching the end of it, though. I mean, it's, yep. I thought he was coming right in, but. Wait, were you here for the Chiefs meeting?
I don't know if I was it, wait, was it just? No, oh, yeah, I was,
Okay.
because Rob wasn't here.
Okay,
Did anything happen?
mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, that's when, yes, I was.
Oh, yep. You know, it's March, it's relatively quiet. Yeah, with other people being on vacation, I think there just wasn't a lot going on. Oh. So you have these hearings. Then you get the proposed order. So you open your notes from the hearing to make sure that the numbers match. I'm sorry, I figured you were now printing out the notice to reappear. Is it warm in your office?
Yeah, well, the heat is rising as I'm discussing.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Mr. Bajari? Good morning. These are 24RP00444 A and B. These are City of Romulus versus Hader. Bajari, would you state your name for me, please?
My name is Haider, Haider, last name Bajaj, Bajar.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Greco, the prosecutor for the City of Romulus, brought in a plea agreement that indicates that you'll be pleading responsible to the inoperable vehicle, civil infraction, and the misdemeanor unkempt premises will be dismissed. And that's how you wish to proceed.
Yeah, I will do it.
Thank you. The court will accept the plea of responsible to the B file and dismiss the A file. The fine is $180. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount, sir?
No, I have paid now.
You'll pay now?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Give me about 5 minutes.
If you go downstairs to the clerk's office, they'll take your payment downstairs. Have a good day, sir.
Take your time.
Thank you. Mr. Mortada.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. What are you here for?
I'm here for the City of Romulus versus Yusuf Mustafal. It's an ordinance violation, Your Honor.
I'll send you, and have you already spoken to Mr. Greco?
I did speak with him last week. He said we'll try to figure something out, but I haven't spoken to him since, Your Honor.
I'll ask it differently. Do you need to speak to him this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll get you into his waiting room. I'll send you an invitation right now. Not for you, for Mr. Greco.
Sorry.
So I handed you the plea, I'm sorry, what it was it A? D? Which were the ones that were being, I couldn't remember, I didn't write down the letters.
We're dismissing B, D, and F.
Okay, sorry about that, Your Honor.
No worries. These are 24 RP 00502 A, B, C, D, E, and F. These are City of Romulus versus Brenda Cruz. May I have your appearance, please?
Thank you, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Brenda Cruz. Ms. Cruz, please state your name to the court.
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. Today is the day and time scheduled for the arraignment and pretrial in these matters. The court has received from Mr. Hadley a signed agreement, ma'am, that you will plead guilty. I'm sorry.
It was modified, I'm sorry.
We will dismiss the files that are marked B, D, and F. That you will plead guilty to the A, C, and E files with a delayed sentence for 6 months, and that you'll have until April the 8th of this year to turn the 2 dogs at issue over to animal control or remove them from the city of Romulus, and the dogs are not to return to the city.
And then there's one additional condition on that, Your Honor. There were some subsequent tickets from the offense date that we're here on today. The city of Romulus has agreed that they will dismiss those that have pending upcoming charges. They just haven't made their way through the court system.
The further order, Mr. Hadley, it says also pending tickets issued last week to be dismissed. The issue from the court's perspective is without a specific ticket number, the court can't preemptively dismiss the tickets. So we'll have to get that specific ticket information from the either ordinance or from the prosecutor.
And I will work with Mr. Greco to make sure that we're not clogging up the docket with that, Your Honor.
No worries. Ms. Cruz, would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You may put your hand down. Ma'am, you've had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Hadley, and you understand the charges you face and the possible penalties. And ma'am, after having that conversation, it's your understanding and agreement that you will be entering a plea of guilty to dogs at large in the A file, which this is from January 30th, 2024. The C file, dangerous dog, and the E file, public nuisance by an animal. And ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind. You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor. And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily? You haven't been threatened in any way or promised anything to get you to plead guilty? Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty? Ma'am, is it true that on January 30th, 2024, in the city of Romulus, you had a dog at large in the community?
Yes.
Is it also true on that day and time that the dog posed a danger to other residents?
Yes.
Is it also true, ma'am, that the dog was in fact a public nuisance?
Yes.
Ma'am, the court will accept your plea of guilty on the 3 counts identified, dismiss the other ones, which are the files that end in B, D, and F. As indicated by Mr. Hadley and agreed upon on the plea form, these pleas are taken pursuant to 771.1, which means that the sentence will be delayed for a period of 6 months, so long as you comply with the terms of the plea, which is to remove the 2 dogs at issue from the property and turn them either over to animal control or remove them from the city of Romulus, and commit no new offenses and no new criminal offenses in the state of Michigan. The court will administratively review the matters for dismissal. Mr. Hadley, the only issue the court has is the assessing of costs in these matters. Was there any conversation with Mr. Greco or with Ms. Cruz?
No, not as to the dollar amount and cost. And I can do a brief allocution as to that matter, which, Your Honor, Ms. Cruz has taken extraordinary lengths already to try to find new placement for these dogs. She's incurred significant cost to herself through missing work. Again, she's trying to do the right humane thing and get these dogs to someplace safe. I would just ask that you consider that when fashioning fines and costs, to know that they'd already made improvements to the backyard. You know, certain things have already been done that were financially detrimental to the situation. And with that said, she's admitted responsibility and these steps are being taken to prevent the future issues. How does that get strong?
I appreciate, I understand that. Ms. Cruz, the court will assess costs of $150 in each of the 3 cases where you've entered a plea this morning. That's $450. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount? Yes, no? No, okay. Then 5 days to pay the $450. The other 3 cases are dismissed. And then Mr. Hadley will follow up with Mr. Greco regarding the recently issued citations. If you don't have copies of them.
We do not.
Okay.
The officer from animal control is here. She indicated that she filed them. They're just still being processed somewhere.
So between Mr. Greco's office, Mr. Hadley's office, and the court will make sure that those cases identified in the plea form that were recently issued are in fact dismissed. Is there anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor. Thank you for your time.
Anything? No worries. Anything else, Ms. Cruz? Have a good day, ma'am. So Officer Cleaner picked up 2 dogs this morning. Looking for homes. Thank you. Okay. I told him, I said, maybe Garcia's looking for a dog. That's a no?
I'm so glad I have the whole room to myself.
How are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm super. Give me just 1 minute to finish up from the case before you. Oh, that's good news. This is 24RP007770ON, City of Romulus versus Renee DeFelice.
Yes.
State your name for me.
Renee DeFelice.
Thank you, ma'am. Today was the day and time scheduled for the pre-hearing in this matter. The court has received a signed agreement that indicates that this case is being dismissed. You will have the subject car removed from the property. Was that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
This case is hereby dismissed. Is there anything else this morning?
No, thank you.
You're free to go. You have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So,
What kind of dog?
oh, I don't know. He had pictures, but I'm back on my original subject.
No, I don't want to.
We're not. Hmm. I'm trying to think what else happened while you were gone.
It was 3 weeks.
Good morning. These are 23R008416 A and B. These are City of Romulus versus Albert Cat. State your name for me, please, sir.
Yes, Hamid Al-Burqa.
Thank you. Mr. Greco, the prosecutor for the city of Romulus, has just handed a signed agreement indicating that both these matters will be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
These cases are dismissed. Is there anything else this morning?
Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you. Oh, cute little Easter dress. And is he gonna have the little pants with the fake suspenders? Oh. Nope.
Tomorrow, no, the 29th.
The time is flying by. Aw,
So what are you gonna do?
go to church. I have not heard of any other plans.
Your dad?
We actually saw him. Mary Ann had a birthday while you were gone. 75.
How old?
75.
Oh, wow.
She's there, her daughter, the grandkids, the great grands. Oh, yeah, it was nice. They were 20 something. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I'm super. How are you? Good. These are 23VB03519 A and B. These are Van Buren Township versus Shelley Milton. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Advocate, on behalf of Lieutenant Shelley Milton. Milton, please state your name.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we'll waive the formal reading of the arraignment. We send the court with a plea form. We would like to avail ourselves of people's plea offer. At this time, the B case, the misdemeanor for dangerous dog, is going to be dismissed. Will plead responsible to the A case, the civil infraction for dog at large. And there's an agreement to pay the restitution amount as listed. I believe it was $1,040.18.
Thank you. Ms. Milton, before the court takes your plea in these matters, Mr. Hadley is aware, and I just want to disclose on the record to you that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make that disclosure. Ms. Van Buren Township is the issuing police agency in this matter. My husband is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department. He doesn't know anything about your case. He doesn't know that it's scheduled. Mr. Hadley, are we still prepared to procead, or do you need a moment to speak to Ms. Milton?
We have no issue with your conflict, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Milton, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Hadley this morning, and you understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes.
And after having that conversation, ma'am, you wish to enter to the agreement that the misdemeanor case, the B file, will be dismissed. That was the dangerous dog, and that you will plead responsible to the animal at large, pay the fine associated with that, as well as the restitution in the amount of $1,040.18. Do you have any questions about the plea?
No.
The court accepts your plea of responsible, and the A file dismisses the B file, will impose fines and costs in the amount of $180 and the restitution of $1,040.18. Do you need more than 5 days to pay these amounts?
Please.
Absolutely. My secretary will put the resolution of the case in the record. You can stop downstairs at the cashier's department and make a payment plan. Okay, anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Ms. Milton, that concludes this matter. You're free to go. You have a great day.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. To the person who just joined with the blue blanket and the oxygen, your name, please? Good morning, sir. I'm wonderful. How are you? Eh. Fair for a square, not bad for a Monday. Hmm.
It could be worse.
It could be a whole lot worse.
Yes, ma'am.
You'd be the tester in the thermometer plant, but that's a whole.
There, we can hear you now, Judge.
Thank you. Your
You're
name,
welcome.
please?
Sharon Brown.
Ms. Brown, I'm going to get you relabeled and in to speak to the prosecutor, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I have no idea what she just said. Mm-mm.
24 RP 00786OM, City of Romulus versus Grant Dupree. State your name for me, please, sir.
Grant Dupree.
Mr. Dupree, you had the opportunity to meet with the prosecutor this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Greco, the prosecutor, has handed the court a plea form that indicates that you'll be pleading guilty to dog at large and pay a fine of $250. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You may put your hand down. Mr. Dupree, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
I'm sorry, can you-
You're entering this plea freely and
Yes.
voluntarily? You haven't been threatened in any way or promised anything to get you to
No,
plead
ma'am.
guilty? Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that on February 15, 2024, in the city of Romulus, you had a dog that was at large? The dog was seen leaving its property and running at large? She the dog. It doesn't, it says dog at large. And so I'm flipping through to find it. It says Great Pit Bull female.
Yes, ma'am.
She left the property and was at
Yes.
large. Mr.
Even if
Dupree,
she's in my front yard and they still call. I've been dealing with the same neighbors for 26 years now, and it's always the same.
why is she out in the front yard?
Just-
Is she just
lays out
out?
in the front yard.
Is she tied up?
No,
Or
ma'am.
she doesn't leave the
walks my
property?
kid- She walks my kids every morning to the bus stop and back home. Every morning. It's a pit bull and they see it, they're like, oh my God, it's a pit bull.
Has she ever bitten anybody?
No, ma'am.
Ever brushed up against somebody?
No, ma'am.
What's the problem?
Just got, same neighbors, just been calling. I've been dealing with these neighbors 26 years.
When you,
And I mean.
You say- I'm sorry,
not just the dog, they call the city, they call, the fire department's been over there 100 times, I've been dealing with these neighbors since I've been a kid.
the dog walks the kids to school?
Yes, ma'am.
With
She
you?
She walks them to the bus stop and comes back home. I'm still got a long, leash law.
What happened on February 15th that it became an issue?
I think she was just out in the front yard and they seen her call, honestly. But she barks, I mean, she does whatever a dog does, barks, but other than that, she ain't mean. But I mean, it's fine, I'll pay the ticket.
It's written as a misdemeanor citation. So he recommended a fine of $250, but that's not how it works out. It'll work out to be $100 fine, $100 in costs, $75 crime victim fee, $50 state costs, and $20 fund fee. That's $345. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'm currently unemployed.
I'm gonna have you stop downstairs. You'll speak to the cashiers. They'll put you on a payment plan. Mr. Dupree, I don't know what else to say. If she's not at large and she's just in the front yard, I'm just curious what happened that day that,
I don't have a clue, honestly. Like I said, she normally stays in our front yard. My neighbor will come get her. She'll go spend the night at his house.
not really the mean old pit bull that people are used to seeing, huh? If she's
No,
having
she's
sleepovers.
vicious. She's
She-
vicious.
Walking
I
kids to
had
the
a
bus
neighbor
stop.
threaten to shoot her. I'm like, you shoot my dog, we're gonna have trouble. Because
I understand.
that's like my kid. So it's just,
There's something else.
yeah. I'm gonna put her down. I'm gonna end up putting her down because they just won't stop calling.
Oh,
Like I was telling Matt, the ordinance, off the animal ordinance.
mhm.
I was just telling him, she's like, well, your neighbor, the neighbor moved away. I said, no, she's bad. He's like, what? I'm like, oh. Like, it's been going on, like I said, 26 years. And like, I can't do nothing about it because they just keep calling it, oh, it's anonymous. It's not anonymous if you know who's home. It's not.
I've accepted that some people are scared of dogs, period. Some people are scared of big
Right.
dogs.
But it's not just my dog. It's the cars I got parked on my property. It's the camper that had a license plate on it. It's everything. Anything they can call about, they will have the city out there. No problem.
Oh, Mr. Dupree, I hope not to see you again, but stop downstairs. Stop downstairs at collections and make arrangements to make your payment plan.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good day, sir. I'm always curious, the anatomy of a neighbor relationship. I mean, we've all had neighbors. You decide. My neighbor comes and rings the doorbell a couple of days ago. Listen, we're gonna be out of town for a week. Do you mind grabbing the mail? Absolutely not. That's fine, not a problem. Or I'll get a call. Hey. Your garage door's open. Oh, shoot, thanks. I guess I choose to live it a different way. I've had neighbors where I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna get along, so we're just not gonna talk. It's okay. Our last case was scheduled at 10:40. It's almost 11 o'clock. It has flown by though. Then we had 23R00841 for A and B, 418 A and B, 134, 136 A and B, 6051, 5499. That was City of Romulus versus Sabar Algomator. Thought they were coming in. They were scheduled at 9:10. They were all adjourned to April the 25th at 9:10 a.m. And I know there's a few people on Zoom waiting to speak to Mr. Greco. Are you sitting with Michelle on Wednesday?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Great. I'll be listening. I'm very.
Thanks. Uh-oh. Two three VB 03407 ABC, 23 VB 03406 ABC. These are Van Buren Township versus Wayne Bales. These cases are scheduled at 10:30 a.m. It's now at 10:59 a.m. by the court's clock. This court's policy is 15 minutes after the scheduled start time. Ms. Manarino.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Manning on behalf of the people. I do have Ordinance Officer Bob Queener with me here as well. Your Honor, we did just check the hallway. I don't see Mr. Bales out there. When we were here last month, the court had entered the order for cleanup, which I served on Mr. Bales, and then we subsequently found out that he was hospitalized. So the court reset the matter for today. Since he's failed to appear, it is the township's intention to move forward with enforcing that order for cleanup. Ordinance Officer Queener informed me this morning the property remains in the same condition it's been for several months. So there are some vehicles and things that we would be removing from the property.
Thank you. In the files that end in 407 A, B, and C, those were the misdemeanor matters where Mr. Bales had not yet been arraigned. The township may enforce their order, but for purposes of keeping the procedures in these cases, I guess straight is the best word to use. Court will have the clerk's office enter the bench warrant for his failing to appear as directed. And he will be in default in the cases that end in 406 A, B, and C. Is there anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. That concludes this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good call. Thank you. Good morning, I think Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of Mr. Ryan Raymore. One more, did I say your name right? All right.
These are 24RP00448, A, B, and C, City of Romulus versus Raymore. State your name, sir.
Ryan Michael Raymore.
Thank you. Mr. Raymore, today was the day and time scheduled for your pre-hearing and arraignment pretrial in these matters. The court has received from Mr. Hadley a signed agreement that indicates that you will be pleading responsible to the B and C files, and the A file will be dismissed. The A file is the misdemeanor unkempt premises. The B file is the parking or vehicle storage violation, civil infraction, excuse me. And the C file is the parking or vehicle storage zoning violation. Civil infraction, the signed agreement further indicates that you have until April 8th, 2024 to remove or properly register, store vehicles, recreational vehicles, and clean up the property at 31737 Ecorse and bring it into compliance with the city's code of ordinance, or the city shall be able to go onto the property, remove the vehicles and clean it up, or otherwise bring it into compliance, and you will be responsible to reimburse the city of Romulus for the cost of cleanup. Was that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will adopt the agreement reached by the parties, dismiss the misdemeanor matter, and have Mr. Raymore show as responsible for the two civil infractions. As indicated on the plea form, the court will assess fines and costs of $180 in each file. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No, I can pay it today.
Give us maybe 5 minutes. They'll put the information in. You'll be able to pay it downstairs at the counter. Is there anything else, Mr. Hadley?
Oh, Your Honor, that takes care of it.
Anything else, Mr. Raymore?
No, that's it.
Good luck to you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Yes.
B and C, yep.
Okay, she's gonna pay that.
She's gonna pay that, she's gonna pay it directly to, I'm waiting for her. So we're not back here. Discussion. But this stuff is like.
Because it's not about the thing, it's about the underlying grievance.
It is.
Oops, sorry. This part.
Yeah. Go on and like, okay, but.
So I know that 10 years ago they didn't.
And I have the time, so I asked the question, what's really going on? Because it's not about this thing, it's about something else. And I choose to live in peace.
Well, yeah, because now they're gonna realize that we're complaining about revenue. Those people are.
I have the absolute best neighbors in the world. I tell people all the time that.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What did you
I have
do?
a slate. I live next door to a widowed woman who is racist, so that's unintendable.
Racist towards.
All the people. All the people. She doesn't like. And I just. So she's, and then I have the people on the other side whose dogs are 20%. Neither of them live there when I moved.
Really?
They are.
Failed to appear.
Yep.
Right? No?
Oh, it does. Yeah, he has that weird thing, but that I don't understand.
And like, I like walk by their house. I don't make a sound. I cross the street. Like, I walk to my parents and I usually like go, but I will go across the street. I will out of my way walk across the street and then cross back over. Their dogs still see me. And I'm like, does that not bother you? They barked for 10 minutes because I walked. I didn't make a sound. I didn't look at their house.
We learned that our dog barked.
Mhm.
And so we kept the part of the house that faced the street, we
Mhm.
kept those doors closed so she couldn't see out the windows when nobody
So
was
there's no
home.
temptation. Yeah.
And we kept the blinds and
Mhm.
everything closed on the first floor.
Right.
But if she's standing in the front doorway and she can see out the side light, she's gonna bark. But
Yeah.
it's not something that goes on for an hour at a time. And we have dogs in the neighborhood.
Right.
And I'm always shocked when I hear somebody barking. I'm like, wait. And it's always that dog,
Mhm.
which cracks me up
Oh, these are, yeah,
because I go over to the
they're
house
the angriest. of the
and the dog is leaning on my ankle. I can't even feel the dog. I look
Yeah.
down.
I'm like,
Oh,
is that what
why are you doing all that? barking? The big dogs never bark. I forget about them. I see them in the yard. I'm like, oh, I forgot you were even here.
Mhm.
But it's the little dogs
That's what these are, these little something or others.
jumping at the gate. Like you can't even.
Yeah, and I also think, do you think the stress of barking like that, well, during the day, if you could stop it, do you think maybe that's bad for them without freaking out? Glad you're here.
I never understood. I'm like, why? You're barking at somebody on the other side of the berm. Silly us in the summertime, leaving the door all open so you can get a little air.
Right, so you could, yeah.
Somebody who
fresh
is 50, more than 50 feet from you,
Mhm.
who is already gone.
Right,
Why are you still
right,
barking?
you missed your opportunity.
Or worse, my favorite was always the barking from the couch, like standing on the couch, barking out the window. Or barking laying down.
That's lazy.
Are you,
That is lazy.
are you serious? Nobody's scared of you. The front door is open. I'm sitting here with you. You're barking.
Right,
You've scared this person now,
right,
but you're not gonna leave the house. There's no screen door. There's nothing keeping you in the
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
But you're just gonna bark with your tail between your legs. Are you serious with? You're not a good attack dog. Nobody,
Mhm.
only people scared of you, are people who don't know any
Right,
better.
anybody who's been down the street before is like, ah, no, not her. Not
Barking
right
at my
about it.
neighbor. My neighbor just looks at her and laughs. I'm like, you're not helping. You're making it worse. He look,
He's like, oh, I don't take that seriously.
she's not gonna take, yeah, she's on a leash, but she's not pulling at it.
Right, right. So, all right, I'm gonna go home. This has been fun.
Are
My
there
last
people
visit,
out there?
There's like 2 or 3. Oh, well. It's not that busy out there, but I don't know, Josh seems a little stressed.
Because the way they have the misdemeanors mixed in with the civil infractions, and he has to justify being here for 3 hours, and I call them as they come in.
I know.
I don't know who's here.
Right, yeah, there's not that, I think Freckles has a guy in his office, and there's maybe like 3 out in the hall.
And there's 2 people on Zoom.
Yeah,
I can't take the defaults because,
right, because you don't know who's here and who we're
Right.
waiting on, so,
and I always hope that you'll take them in time order, but I can't count on that.
right. Well, yeah, because hopefully that's how they show up, but, yeah, mine are not here, so I have 1, I think, that didn't even show up. Maybe 2,
Are you done for the day?
with court things. yes.
Court.
Now I'm gonna go home and wait for Franco to send me tomorrow's document. And then look at my Wednesday document. Yeah. And go home and wear my normal layering attire,
Which is,
yoga pants and a t-shirt. Then I put a jacket on if I have to get on Zoom with somebody.
I saw you in jeans and it took me a minute to realize it was you. Because I came in and sat down, I was like, who's
Yeah.
that? Oh, okay. Like when people see me out, I'm like, what,
Right.
what do you expect me to wear? You
Right.
can't.
You're not gonna wear the robe to Meyer? I mean, that might be hilarious, but. All right, I'm done, so I'm gonna go.
Okay.
But I'll look for your,
Yeah, I'll send it. Everything's pretty fairly standard. Tomorrow. There's a
I
bunch of
figured
stuff.
as
I've got
much.
a detailed email.
yeah, I figured there wasn't much in the afternoon because I think the bulk of it was the other thing. So,
Yeah,
and then I
for sure.
emailed Joe this morning to say like, hey,
Okay.
let me know when we can talk. And I don't know if maybe I should just call Mark. Because I don't know if Joe knows. So if that's, Well, maybe, so maybe I'll just call Martha and pay the joke all the way. Yeah, because if any, the person who knows the answer is Mark, period. So I'll reach out to him. All right, then, I'll see you later.
Have a good afternoon, ma'am.
Bye, Marianne.
And with the snaps off in his hand. You do not look like a Terrence. I wasn't gonna presume, but you know.
I do look like Terrence.
Yeah, I have that same problem, so yeah. Oh.
I hope.
These are 23R008423 A and B. State your name for me, sir.
Terrence Hall.
Mr. Hall, the court has received a signed agreement asking that these cases be set for formal hearing on May the 23rd. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
I just need to get a time. 11 o'clock on May the 23rd. Please have all witnesses and documents that you intend to rely on with you at that date, okay?
Okay, yes, thank you.
Notice of that time will be mailed to you at the address on Trafalgar.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else this morning?
I'm not thinking of anything else, but thank you for the opportunity.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. I'm thinking that May sounds far away, and I'm like, wait a minute, April is Monday.
Yeah, let me,
So even though Michigan is not in the NCAA tournament, do you like go for anyone who's playing Yale, like screw Yale since you went to.
I don't care any more than I care about Michigan State. I didn't even
Okay.
realize that there was basketball
Right.
going on right now. That's my husband with the Michigan, always cheer for Michigan.
Sure. Well, that's my, my son and wife are Michigan people, and my daughter goes to the University of Kentucky, and Kentucky went out in the first round, and everyone's like, "Is your daughter upset that they lost in the first round?" I said, "Her dad is." I said, "Her dad was ready to have fun all weekend." Yeah,
Right.
and then it went boom out, whatever. So I'm, so anyway.
No, I came home the other day and my husband was filling out his bracket and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize. He's like, yeah, you have no clue. I'm like, no, I don't.
No.
I only care about the school we're paying tuition to actively, and that's that's none of them.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Marianne. Really?
Yeah.
You had two people in your waiting room, Miss Mills and Mr.
Oh my
Mortada.
gosh. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm running through, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I got it.
We're here, so.
Okay. section. She could not find it anywhere. It's like I asked my wife, was like, "Have you used your card?"
That's fine. I just never heard anybody's reaction to hitting that first door. This is 23R008419 A and B. These are City of Romulus versus Brown. Just state your name for me, please.
I am Brown.
Ms. Brown, today was the day and time scheduled for your pre-hearings. The court has received a signed agreement that indicates that you will plead responsible to the A file, which is the violation of technical requirements. The B file would be dismissed, that you need to go to the building department to set up an inspection to get a certificate of occupancy. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the violation of technical requirements. Will dismiss the second file, which was another violation of technical requirements. Assess the fine of $180. You need more than 5 days to pay that amount.
No.
5 days to pay. Anything else this morning?
No.
That concludes this matter, ma'am. You're free to go. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. I still see someone sitting out in the hallway, and there's 2 more on Zoom. Listen, I don't get it. I have signed everything in one base. I just am still shocked by that stack of refiles from this morning.
Oh,
From McKinsey.
oh, yeah. I wish.
You know, don't leave stuff like that.
I know.
That would make me crazy. I don't care what it looks like during the day, but when I leave at the end of the day, I like it orderly.
Yeah, just so you don't walk into that.
There is a,
Do you think I have time to run down and file some stuff?
yeah.
Or no, that's crazy.
There are House bills pending that would allow an electronic traffic sensor system to issue speeding tickets in construction zones. I just heard about it last week. Somebody, maybe a week or 2 ago, asked me about it. Did Michigan have red light cameras? And I was like, no.
So they're going to install them?
There's a bill pending right now. And now I've seen it. I want to go find the bill and read the bill.
Well, I'll tell you what, they will be issuing a ton of tickets.
But then the question was, so this bill passes, becomes a law. You're speeding, you get a ticket, comes in the mail. Since nobody's pulling you over, it's an automated thing. So you get a ticket 2 or 3 weeks later, now you want to fight the ticket. Who gives testimony regarding the ticket? Do you just produce a camera?
That's right.
How do you prove that that camera was on your plate or what your speed was and all that other stuff? Interesting.
Do they do it in other states?
I don't know about for speeding in construction zones specifically. But I know it's the red light thing, it's running the red lights and, yeah,
Doesn't Van Buren have something?
those cameras, those are license plate readers. They don't issue citations though, but they might alert, like, if the car's been reported stolen, so the license plate is already in the system, it drives by one of those cameras and alerts the public safety department. There was a kidnapped, there were two kidnapped kids. And it was the plate reader that located the boyfriend. This was 2 years ago now, so it's a case that's been done and over with, but that's what it was.
It's amazing how all those curves and it can zero, that's amazing.
That's technology.
Wow.
Somebody asked me about it from a different community, and I said, if you don't know what they are, you probably won't even pay attention to them, but once you see them, once you see them, you see them.
You told me that,
Mhm.
and I never saw them, and then the next time I was there, after you told me, I was
You're like, oh yeah, that's what that is.
And now I see them, it's like they're like red flags now to me.
They're popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing anything, you're just not paying attention to, you see the black pole and you just
You don't
kind of,
think anything of it.
nope. But because I drive in the same communities all the time, when I see new ones, I'll say, oh, that's new one, that's. But it must be helping. Good morning. How are you? Super. You spoke to the prosecutor?
I spoke to the attorney.
Mr. Hadley?
Yes.
Okay. As soon as he comes in, what's your name?
Nicholas Sampson.
We'll pull the file, so we'll be ready when Mr. Hadley walks in. So the cylinder died on my chair. I forgot to tell you. And it won't come high enough to sit at my desk anymore. So I took a chair out of jury deliberation and put my chair in there. But it was too low. I couldn't sit at it comfortably. I don't know what happened. So of course I take to YouTube where it says, turn the chair upside down and the fluid redistributes. Yeah, the chair was upside down for a day and a half and it wouldn't work. And the next thing was take it apart. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not. So I put it in there and I thought I would tell Ken, if you guys want to take it apart, if you have time, you want to mess with it, fine. I'm not gonna, yeah.
They would, they would.
But it's been in there for a week now. He hasn't said anything.
Oh. He's probably more work for you.
No, figuring, in your downtime, if you want to take a moment. A good desk chair is just hard to find. So we'll have to do Easter on Thursday, which means we need to bring our peeps or our chocolates or whatever we're bringing.
I didn't realize that Friday off until Michelle told me this.
Did you get the memo towards the end of last year? Mariah sends around the memo that lists the days were closed.
Yeah.
I put them on the calendar.
I probably should.
So we can schedule around.
I'm gonna have to have her, maybe you and have a second, not urgent, to print off a new calendar, because it seems like.
I thought that you had it.
I can't access it. I keep trying. She keeps sending me, unless obviously they're doing something wrong.
Call Fred up.
Yeah.
I don't mind printing it out, but because it changes, he's not in
Changes so
today,
often.
but yeah.
But it's nice for you or Howard to print it off because it's in color. It helps. I guess it's.
Yeah, I'm back on. Let me pick my own color. No.
What color, what are you?
What color was Dave?
I don't know if we had color coded there. Yeah, we must have.
Orange? No.
Purple.
I'm not purple, because I would have picked purple. I'm orange or red or whatever it is. It's something I would not pick for myself. I would have picked purple. It's clearly not purple. Dave Greco was in here talking about the Final Four, the NCAA. I didn't even realize we were
Oh, I didn't either.
the Sweet 16. I didn't realize we were there. So only pay attention to the schools where we are actively paying tuition. So
We calling first. Don't know if you need Mr. Greco for the,
no.
I didn't think so, but
This is 24RP004790M. This is City of Romulus versus Daniel Queen. May I have your appearances, please?
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Adler, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Daniel Queen. Mr. Queen, please state your name for the record. Daniel C. Queen, Daniel Fred Queen.
Thank you, Mr. Queen. Today is the day and time scheduled for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. You've had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Hadley this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, the court has received a signed agreement that indicates that there will be a motion to amend the citation, the misdemeanor from the case from a misdemeanor on camp premises to the civil infraction. Set for pretrial.
I mean, I think I know the verbiage isn't great because it's a civil infraction, but what I think the people are trying to state is they wanted an opportunity to have a meeting before it was actually set for a formal hearing to fight the merits of the case.
Was that your understanding, Mr. Queen?
What is for moving it to us from a misdemeanor to a civil infraction? That's my understanding.
Okay. Set the pretrial for April 25th at 9:20 a.m. Mr. Queen, notice will be mailed to you at the address on Hannon, if that's still a good address for you. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Anything else, Mr. Queen?
That's it.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think they're getting mailed out, right? Yeah.
They're getting mailed out.
They're mailing you your phone.
These are 24RP00769 A and B. These are City of Romulus versus Nicholas Sampson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Adler, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Nicholas Sampson. Please state your name for the court. Nicholas Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Sampson. Today was the day and time scheduled for the pre-hearing and the arraignment pre-trial on these matters. You've had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Hadley.
Yes.
The court has received from Mr. Hadley a signed agreement that indicates that these cases will be adjourned to April the 25th. April the 25th at 9:20. That if you clean up the property before the next court date and contact the ordinance department, likely that the case will be dismissed. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about that?
No, I didn't.
Okay. The case is adjourned until April the 25th at 9:20 a.m. Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Sampson?
No, thank you.
That concludes this matter. You're free to go. You have a good day.
I have 2 remaining matters. I'm going to make quick work. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Yes, I realize you were gone for 3 weeks, but it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot that happened. I think the guys might have a better handle on it in terms of seeing if something happened or seeing what happened.
Here we go. Oh.
Judge, we're ready on Sharon Brown.
I was just looking to pull it, Mr. Greco. This is 24RP00137OM, City of Romulus versus Sharon Brown. Ms. Brown, state your name for me, please.
Sharon Brown.
Mr. Greco, how are we proceeding?
We have a resolution, Your Honor. This is a property on Taft, and her daughter is with her, Ms. Brown, and they showed us sides of the house which have been cleaned up. Still a little bit more needs to be done, but we're generally satisfied. So we're going to amend the unkept premises to a violation of technical requirements, civil infraction, $180 fine with a plea of responsibility.
Ms. Brown, were you able to hear Mr. Greco just now?
Yes, I did.
And ma'am, it's your agreement to have this case amended to a civil infraction violation of technical requirement?
Yes.
And you'll plead responsible to that and pay a fine of $180?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, the court will adopt the agreement reached by the parties, amend this matter to a civil infraction. Do you need more than 5 days to pay the $180?
No.
Then ma'am, that will conclude the matter. You may pay in person or online, mail it into the court.
Okay.
But ma'am, you have a good day. You're free to go.
Thank you. Have a good day too.
All right, Judge, I'll be back.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Feels like it keeps getting colder and colder. Mhm.
Outside?
In here.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
You have a tan in March. I don't know what to do with you.
Hey, is this Lavender's graduation year?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We were just talking about it last night. I said we will have a 2-year reprieve from tuition of any kind. I'm very happy for her.
So what is, has she been, does she have her eyes set on where she's going?
She's 22. She's
Yeah. But
like,
she's just such a specific field, so she's probably gonna get snapped up.
oh, I'm sure. But you know, asking a kid what they're gonna do in August when it's March is
Yeah, right. When is the graduation?
May. I know.
Oh my.
I was talking to her mother last night about it. Well, they only get so many tickets. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't.
Fine with that going?
Yeah. No, we want you there. It's like, no. If you only have 4 tickets, it is what it is. It's fine. I'm fine. Trust me. No, she's working on. It's like when I graduated, we only got 4 tickets, but I wound up with 12, 13 people there.
How bad?
People who didn't have family.
Oh.
Or people who didn't need all their tickets. I went to my friends, I was like, hey, I need a few more tickets.
Yeah.
And every time I got more, my mother would call and say, this person wants to come. So it was, yeah,
So it'll work out.
it
then.
will work out. Yeah,
Aw. And she still has her guy?
yep. She just visited him during her spring break. She was gone for a week. I'm like, okay. I like him. He's a good kid.
Do you want to be with your sister someday?
I don't know. We don't plan that far in
Yeah.
advance anymore. It's because the kids make their own plans and they go do whatever, and we kind of play it by ear and.
Yeah, you just roll with it.
Mhm.
Us, your mother-in-law.
Good.
Everything's cool there?
Mhm. What are you doing for Easter?
I don't know. We don't know. I don't know. We didn't even realize it was a school.
Your mother realized.
We can always like the next week. I don't know if it's like else. We don't let them see the kids.
Tell her we come over in the suit. You come over in the
Oh, and hello, Bunny.
whole garb. No, I mean the
Oh,
Tyvek
yeah.
suit from like Outbreak.
Uh-huh.
3 weeks without seeing them?
Oh, it was really, really hard, even though we did FaceTime and it.
It's not enough.
And William's really changed. He's all fat, he's happy now.
See?
It's incredible.
I know I didn't feel like it at the time, but it was, you knew everything was gonna be okay.
I'll never forget that.
But the tight onesie, milk drunk and happy.
Alex, was we were videoing, we were FaceTime. And, the kids were in the bathtub. And Audrey's standing there with this big belly. It was
Are you serious?
so funny, stand there. Pouring stuff on William.
This is 24RP 01073, City of Romulus versus Musaf Mosfo. May I have your name for the record, please?
Attorney Adam Mortada, P number P83833 on behalf of the defendant.
And Your Honor, David Greco here on behalf of the city of Romulus. This is a civil infraction ticket regarding a property on Wayne Course. We've come to a resolution where Mr. Mortada is going to agree on behalf of his client to plead responsible to the violation of technical requirements with a $180 fine to resolve this ticket.
Mr. Murtado, was that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will take your plea of responsible on behalf of your client to the violation of technical requirement, assess the fine of $180. Does your client need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yes, Your Honor. He would need about 10.
We'll say 14 days to pay. Anything else, Mr. Greco?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Murtado?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. That concludes this matter, sir. You're free to go. You have a good day.
You as well, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, I'll be back.
Yes, sir. So, well, I'm trying to think what else. So Audrey with her stomach hanging out,
Oh my God.
and William.
I know. That's it. That's all I know.
That's enough. Happy, healthy kids. What else? Nothing else is important.
Said no clothes, no clothes. I gotta go shopping this weekend. Right.
I never listened to them.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Mm-mm. It's your job.
They said, "Oh, don't buy anything for William because he can just start Audrey things and stuff." Every time I saw my mom, he had blue on. So she's getting clothes from somewhere.
I never listened to them. Mm-mm. These might be the only two. You tell them you'll shop as much as you want to. And they have cousins to give the hand-me-downs to. If he grows faster than he can get into them, I'm sure there's somebody else in the family who can make use of them. Or in their friend circle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All their friends are having second babies too. now. You're
Oh,
right.
gosh. Trying to think of what else. What else can I tell you? Yeah, it was
You should have taken notes.
to tell you about stuff that happened while you weren't here that doesn't matter anymore because the book is already closed on it. Yeah, no, absolutely not. I just think it's funny. Because I always ask to say, well, where did you get that from? Who'd you hear that from? If you're not gonna tell me where you got it from, I don't want to talk to you about it. It's a distraction from something else. You're telling me this, so I stopped looking over here, but it's fine. Oh, I saw Dave Parrott. He looks good. Yeah. He is. Yeah, just. What? We are at the same meeting.
Yeah.
Talking about he lost track of time. You know how retired people are. I said, dude, I am so done with
You're
you.
like, no, I don't.
I'm always glad to see him because he's always so friendly.
Yeah, he is involved with the community.
Mhm.
And he's happy. He makes you want to.
Hmm? When I tell you, people are always shocked when they see us at, I said, Dave and I have, Judge Parrott has been very helpful to me. Text suggestions, ideas. Hey, by the way, this thing is going on. You might want to come by. Thank you. But then he rubs it in that he just spent, what, a month and a half skiing with his brand new knees.
And he's gonna get, is he gonna get the other one done? I'm supposed to meet him next week. Isn't he getting another surgery? Or did he have both of them?
Yeah, I thought he had them both already. He did, he had them both already.
Right.
Because that's why he was ready to, because when I saw he was back on his bike, it was, we were outside.
Was it one of those nice days? Must have been.
When I saw him after his, it was when he first got back on his bike. But when I saw him last week, 2 weeks ago, we were inside, but it was just nice to see him because he looks rested. He had just gotten back, he'd been back maybe a week, I think he said. But he lost track, that's what it was. He's lost track of the days because he's retired. And there was somebody else in the group who's retired too. And yeah, I don't keep track of the days. I said a pox on your house. Lost track of the days. Good morning. How are you, ma'am? I am wonderful. Are you with Mr. Hadley?
Yes.
Okay. Your name?
Beverly Watkins.
So this don't buy clothes, the next big thing is money into the school accounts. Which is that, excuse me, which is not fun, but
Yeah.
It's keeping them on the right track.
What's the little guy want to do? What is
He wants to go to U of M. That's all I hear. You want to go to U of M to study what though?
Study what?
Study what? You want to go to U of M to study what? Yeah, I don't know.
Can't come up with- Is he 16 or 17?
15.
Oh, 15.
Yes, time. And I'm that person that says you don't have to go to college. Well, you went to college. I'm like, yeah, but that's not a path for everybody. If you want to do something in between, or what is it that you want to go to school to do? Is it something that you have to go to school to do? And he's driving. That's the thing.
Did they get him a car?
No, because he doesn't have his license yet. He's still trying to get his hours in.
Yeah. Well, did he drive with Kevin?
No.
I remember you saying something.
Yeah, well, because I keep bringing it up to him. He's like, he can't drive my car. He can drive your car. I said, he can drive my car. I don't care. It's
Yeah.
whatever. He's driving with his mother and his aunt on his other side of the family. But when we had dinner, he drove.
How did you do?
My sister said he does a good job. He's a good driver. It was going to be driving them home and they were driving at night. And he's okay with it. I said, okay.
Isn't that a weird thing?
It's weird when any of them are driving, because in my mind, they're still,
Little guy.
and with him, he's the last one. And so I'm always
What's your nickname for him?
Squirt. But he's taller than me, so it's hard to call him that. But he's the soccer player. He started playing. Shoot. Some instrument.
Oh, really?
Last semester. What was it?
Did he like it?
Oboe, maybe?
Oh,
I don't know why he picked it up.
well, that's good. He's well-rounded.
I couldn't stop laughing. Had his first little date. I know.
Did your sister?
She took them, dropped them off. Greek town. I'm just laughing because I'm not ready. I'm
His
never
first
ready.
date.
It was first official date. If there have been unofficial kind of
We don't know.
things I don't know anything about, but this was the official. We're meeting at this place at this time. Her family dropped her off kind of thing.
Oh, doesn't that seem young? But I guess that's the age difference. He's so young.
I'm never ready.
No. No.
Mm-mm. I stay out of that part of it. I'm only involved in the house school going. What are your grades like?
He'd probably tell you what he about his girlfriend.
No, because he has seen my performance before. He is not interested in that for himself.
You blew it for yourself.
I didn't blow it for myself. I just have questions. That will be you here shortly. The time will fly. Listen, you can make that face if you want to, but how fast did Alice go from newborn to dad? Come on.
It's so bizarre. It really is.
Blink of an eye. My father called us middle-aged. I laughed at him. I said, if the three of us, I said, if that's what we are, what are you?
What are you? Didn't call you that.
He did. He asked what we had done. I told him we had done for the day. I guess that's what middle-aged people do.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yes, you got it. You got it.
This is Miss Watkins.
Yes, I'm just waiting for Mr. Hadley. Yeah. Middle age.
Did you give it to him?
I did, always do. I always do. I'm like a little man. You've seen him.
Yeah. Well, the three girls.
Nobody's, are you serious?
He probably thinks it's funny, right?
He does. He thinks he's hilarious. He is exactly what retirement should look like too. He spent the early part of retirement picking Lavender up from school, doing homework with her. And now they have the great grands.
He was young, wasn't he?
He was young. They were young when they had us. They were in college.
Yeah, but when
When he retired, he was early 50s,
Yeah, that's
52,
young.
53, something like that. Yeah.
everybody that I meet now in post now, they're retired and they're younger than us. Living the life, I don't know, whatever, I don't know what they do.
No worries, Mr. Hadley.
Let's keep on rolling. We're gonna call, Alyssa Warren first, Your Honor.
Are we calling us the Warren first? Is that what we're
I
doing?
think, well, you're in charge, but I'm gonna hand that one to you first. You'll see. Good morning, Your Honor. If it so pleases. the
These
court.
are, give me 1 second, 23R008417 A and B, and then 23RP04291A. Now, Mr. Hadley, City of Romulus versus Alyssa Warren.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry for jumping the gun there. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of Ms. Alyssa Warren.
Thank you, Ms. Warren.
Your Honor, we'll waive a formal reading. We would like to avail ourselves of the people's plea offer as indicated on the plea form, where the misdemeanor will be dismissed. She'll be pleading responsible to the two civil infractions, brief on $360 fine. I understand. Actually, she's going to work with the city of Romulus to get the remaining item on the property that she can't get removed. There's a burned out car shell that no one will come touch because it's missing a serial number. Right, so the city of Romulus has agreed that if she can't get it moved, they'll remove it. And her and I both said, great, we can't find anyone else to remove it.
Ms. Warren, you had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Hadley this morning. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes, Your Honor.
And after having that conversation, ma'am, it's your understanding and agreement that the A file. Hold on 1 second. Let's try this again. The A file misdemeanor for unkempt premises is being dismissed and you're pleading responsible to 2 technical violations.
Yes, Your Honor.
And as part of this agreement, you have until April the 8th, 2024 to remove or properly register or store the vehicles located at 35930 Beverly Road here in the city of Romulus.
Yes, I understand.
And in addition to the pleas of responsible in the 2 civil infractions, you will pay fines of $180 in each of the files for a total of $360.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's how you wish to proceed.
Yes.
The court accepts your plea of responsible in the 2 civil infractions, dismiss the misdemeanor. Ma'am, do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
I can pay it today.
Okay, give us maybe 5 minutes. My secretary needs to update the file to indicate that this has been the plea that's entered, and then you'll be able to pay it downstairs at the cashier's station. Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Warren?
No, thank you so very much.
You have a good day, ma'am.
You as well.
I keep telling myself to remind you to pull this to make the copy for him.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
These are 24RP00605A, B, C, and D. These are City of Romulus versus Beverly Watkins Fuller. Your appearances, please.
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of Ms. Watkins Fuller, standing to my right, please state your name for the court.
Beverly Watkins Fuller.
Thank you, ma'am. Today was the day and time scheduled for the arraignment and pretrial in these matters. Ma'am, the court has received from Mr. Hadley a signed agreement that indicates that you will plead guilty to the A and C files. The B and D files would be dismissed.
Your Honor, is the C file a civil infraction, the no dog license?
It says misdemeanor, but I don't know if a misdemeanor. It's marked as a misdemeanor, but that'll.
It just, that struck me, I think it usually is, but I don't know that that's the case. I mean, it doesn't change the impact of what the agreement was, it was just more of whether that was a civil infraction or a misdemeanor. I can ask Mr. Greco.
He's right here. Mr. Greco?
Is the no dog license CI or misdemeanor?
It is.
Okay.
It's listed as a misdemeanor.
It's actually, it is.
Okay.
It hasn't-
That she was gonna, this is.
This one has a file.
Yes. Your Honor, not to give a resolution.
Does that change your plea in the matter?
Yeah, Your Honor, my understanding is the people represented, they want to amend the C, no dog license to a civil infraction.
Violation of technical requirements.
Okay.
Oh, for each,
Yeah, for each is fine, because they're both listed.
they are both listed. So
For
the-
each.
okay.
So the no dog license and the dog at large will be both amended to technical violations. And we'll keep the requirement that Ms. Watkins Fuller has 10 days to get the dog's license.
10 days to get the dog's license.
Okay.
And you can discuss that. I'll explain it further. Yes. We'll get it taken care of. I'll just leave it at that. I'll save it for my very brief allocation.
Ms. Watkins Fuller, Mr. Hallie, I'm sure will explain it to you, but what's happened is that the prosecutor has agreed to amend these citations from misdemeanor, criminal misdemeanors to civil infractions that will indicate that you're pleading responsible to the violation of the technical requirements. If that is in fact how you wish to proceed this morning.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hadley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll keep the allegation extremely short since it's been amended to civil infractions, but this is a situation where mother owns the home, son lives in the home with mother, son has a dog with mother, so it's our dog. But I do think the right outcome has been achieved. We've got a mom who's not gonna fire her son under the bus, and it's not shocking there. And we've advised her obviously to tell Junior, hey, you need to make right on these civil infractions, but she understands ultimately it's your responsibility to pay those. We would just ask this court to consider the full context of that when fashioning.
Thank you. Ms. Watkins Fuller, the court has already dismissed the B and the D files, which were a dog at large and no dog license. The remaining two files, the A and C, have been amended to the civil infractions of violation of technical requirements. The court will assess fines in both of those files of $180 apiece for a total of $360. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then ma'am, before you leave today, I'm gonna have you stop downstairs at the cashier station. They'll be able to set a payment plan to you, for you in both of these matters. Mr. Hadley, was there anything else?
None at all, Your Honor. Thank you very much for your time and patience today.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything else before you go downstairs?
No, ma'am, my 27-year-old son will appreciate what you did here today.
So
Just have him go over there and get his dog licenses. It's not a big deal. It's relatively inexpensive too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
take care.
Time judge and time prosecutor and getting you a criminal charge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that completes today's docket. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. It concludes MIDC's defendants that are checked in. I'm not.
Is
telling you
there-
to rush.
Is there any, no, is there anyone else out there?
No, sir.
No, ma'am, still ma'am.
I can't.
Listen, It's been a long day. It's 12:15. There's still one case on Zoom.
Do they need,
Thank you,
do
Jamie.
they need an IDC council on Zoom or? I can log in. if you wanna make- makes it quicker.
I don't know. It is a on-camp premises misdemeanor. Yeah. You
I'll
want
hang
to,
tight for a
I was
second,
gonna say,
but-
if you want to drift in there and see what
Yeah,
Mr.
let me
Greco
find out.
says. Thanks. This is 23R 008407 A and B. These are City of Romulus versus Michael Carter. The cases were scheduled at 9:20 a.m. It's now 12:16 p.m. by the court's clock. Defendant has failed to appear. Both of these matters will be deemed in default. These are 24R00785 and 23RP00943. These are both City of Romulus versus Matthew Koskowski. The cases were scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:20 a.m. It's now 12:17 p.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. The 943 file is already in warrant status and it will stay that way. The 705 file will be set for show cause. Two, three RP 06634A, City of Romulus versus Mohammed Al-Tahawi. Case is scheduled for show cause at 9:30 a.m. It's now 12:18 p.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, Benchmore shall issue 5,010%.
Once we eat, we're hitting the road, right? 'Cause you're gonna lose me after you eat. After you eat, you gotta-
This is were you expecting Ms. Mills to come back out, Mr. Greco?
I was, and I was hoping to come into the courtroom, but I think they closed the door. Because this is
Oh,
a cleanup order.
they can unlock it.
Okay, let me go find.
It should just be right out there in the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, if we can,
24R. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I keep inviting Ms. Mills to come back, but she's.
I'm trying to pull her out.
Okay.
24RP 00447, City of Romulus versus Edward Brown. The case is scheduled for pre-hearing at 9:30 a.m. It's now 12:19 p.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the case will be deemed in default. Two, three RP 06293OM, City of Romulus versus Robert Gorman. The case was scheduled for show cause at 9:30 a.m. It's now 12:20 p.m. by the court's clock. Thank you, ma'am. Benchmark shall issue 5,010%. Mary Ann's coming to open the door for you, sir.
All right, thank you, Jeff.
24RP00477, City of Romulus versus Kevin Hollanda. The case was scheduled at 9:30 a.m. for show cause. It's now 12:20 p.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. She left the main session. I'm bringing her back in right now.
We have an agreement. I just want to read it in. So she's.
This is 24RP003468. This is City of Romulus versus Gloria Mills. Ma'am, would you state your name for me, please?
It was a little bit of time to connect the audio before when I was meeting with her in the breakout room.
This is 24RP00346B, City of Romulus versus Gloria Mills. Ms. Mills, state your name for me, please.
Gloria Mills.
Thank you. Ms. Mills, today is the day and time set for show cause. Mr. Greco, the prosecutor, standing here in the courtroom. Mr. Greco, how are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, I've had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Mills in a breakout room. This is a property ordinance matter, and we have come to a resolution on the matter, which I'd like to read into the record with Ms. Mills then indicating her consent. What we're going to do is we're going to amend the current charge, which is a misdemeanor unkept premises, to a violation of technical requirements civil infraction with an agreed upon fine of $180. Then the additional terms to the plea are this is regarding the property located at 15830 Woodmont, where Ms. Mills resides, and that the defendant has until April 8th, 2024, 2 weeks from today, to remove or properly register / store vehicles and recreational vehicles and clean up the property and bring it into compliance with the city's code of ordinances, or the city shall be able to go onto the property and remove the vehicles and clean it up and otherwise bring it into compliance, with the defendant responsible to reimburse the city for costs of cleanup and the costs or expenses to enforce this order. And I have a hard copy to present to the court.
Thank you. Ms. Mills, were you able to hear Mr. Greco just now?
Yes, I was.
And ma'am, it's your agreement this afternoon to plead responsible to the violation of the technical requirement civil infraction, pay a fine of $180 and agree to remove or properly register and store the vehicles and clean up the property located at 15830 Woodmont by April the 8th.
Yes.
Ma'am, the court will accept the plea of responsible to the amended count of violation of technical requirements, assess the agreed upon fine of $180. Do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
No.
5 days to pay. Is there anything else, Ms. Mills?
No, that'll be it.
Thank you, ma'am. You're free to go. You have a good day.
Okay, thank you. You too then.
Thank you.
Bye.